Okay, Learn See the Hard Way, exercise 41. This is a quick video to kind of give you a practical view of how this dev package project should work. I'm going to give you a quick warning on the dev package code. It's a full project, but it's not, like a large project. This is totally doable by you. This is sort of a break from just doing, that mindless code review and typing in the code from the Learn See the Hard Way. And if you want, you can take it as a challenge. Like, try to read the description of the project and then see how much of this you can implement yourself compared to what I did. However, you might be seeing this thing where you're like, this is a huge amount of code, and you type this all in, and what I see beginners always do is they type walls of code and then they expect it to work. I don't code this way. Nobody I know codes that way. I mean, unless they're super deep into their skills and they know the code base really well, they don't literally code that way. Everyone pretty much codes a bit at a time. So you're better off approaching the files by code a bit, compile, code a bit, compile, code a bit, compile, code a bit, compile. Just keep doing that over and over. The other advantage of doing unit tests is that's a thing that happens with unit tests is you write some tests, you write some code, you write some code, you write some tests, and you're running them every single time. So you build things incrementally, not walls of code. Walls of code gives you walls of errors. That's how it works. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the dev package project, and that's going to be a supplement to the book because the book is, it's fairly involved. And then and you should read the book's description for more details. It's all about collecting information. And then I'm going to show you where to get the Apache portable runtime and installing it. I'm actually going to install it 2 different times, so you're going to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to use dev package to install it the first time, and then I'm going to go get it manually and do it. But there's instructions in the book for that, okay? So now, here we go. Let me do this first one. So I want to use dev package to install the Apache portable runtime that I use to make dev package. So kind of a chicken and eggs problem, but I'm in the dev package project right now, and I'm going to make it. And I already have the Apache portable runtime installed. So good. Now I'm going to do sudo dev package -s. And that, got to do this. Okay, so that sets up the dev package for me. Okay, and it puts it in user local dev package, I believe. Sudo ls dev package, like that. So not a big deal. That's just a little database we made, okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is sudo dev package -i, and I'm going to do something fancy or, kind of scary. So this is the Apache project webpage. Let me move this so you can see where I'm going with this. And what I've done is I've gone to where it's at, Apache APR, apache.org, and I've gone to the download, which is from a mirror. And then I've gone into here, and I'm going to right-click on that and copy that address. Now, you can also just use curl. So let me just show you how to do it with dev package. So the point of dev package is that you give it URLs, and it does the whole curl, untar, make, install dance. And we'll see if this works. And again, I keep typing this one wrong. All right. And it's really just kind of running scripts. It's not a sophisticated installer. It's just a very simple script that just runs all the stuff you would normally run. And that's that. So I will now speed this video up. Okay, and that's that. And if you look, now I have all my, my config should be there. So let me just do this, ls-l, see if that file's there. And there you go. That's how dev package works. It's just a handy tool that does all the usual download, untar, make, install that you would do. That would just always do. Okay, now we got that. So that installed that. And then I also need to have APR util. So let me find APR and then APR iconv. Nope. And then I want Is it APR utils? Let me go confirm my own instructions in here. And you see the instructions sort of have everything. So let me do this one manually. So let's grab this guy. So I'm going to curl that down. This is what devpkg does, is it does this thing I'm going to do right now. And then I'm going to tar that out. And then I'm going to cd into APR and type configure. And this is so common that, and then dash with APR / user local, is it APR? No, that's not useful. Lib. All right, I'm going to pause the video and solve this. Aha, it was in my own instructions in the book. So there you go, folks, read the book. Here, let me show you right here. There we are. I totally forgot that they can't find their own stuff. So there we go. Okay, and you do make. And the make runs like normal. And then when it's done, you do a sudo make install. Sudo make install. And there you go. You've just installed APR util. Now, basically, devpkg does that. It just does it from the command line in one move. All right, so I'm going to remove all my junk here. And I'm going to do make clean and make. And there we are. We have it back. Okay, so that's how the tool works and how you install it, how you find the Apache portable runtime. It's aprapache.org. The APR is basically similar to your to the lib learn see the hardware you're creating, except for it handles things like files and everything that you would have to do across all sorts of different operating systems in one consistent API. So it's kind of handy. Okay, now I'm going to walk through where, I'm not going to walk through the code itself, but I'm going to walk through where devpkg is. So I can do a make clean. And what I've got is, unlike lib learn see the hardware that you're building, this is just a simple, straightforward one. So I'm dropping the files right there. And they all just live here. And the general idea is you have devpkg.c is your entry point. So that's your main. So if you're going to do code review, this would be where you would start. You would start at the main and go piece by piece. And then from there, you would want to look at shell.c. And that's your next spot. That's what runs all the shell commands. And I'm sort of making kind of a lame scripting language with structures, C structures. Everything else is pretty straightforward. I mean, for the most part, you just have to go through and implement all the different things. About the only thing that's interesting is it uses some things related to APR to get a portable version of downloading and stuff like that. So where do you find the documentation for Apache Portable Runtime to understand that? You would go here and go to APR docs, and there they are. And then you look at modules and you look at stat functions, say, and that's where all the info is. You can also punch a file name, a function name into there. Okay, so that's a quick review of it, of the code base. There's nothing fancy there, but I'm also going to show you where to get the code in case you get super stuck. So my code is living in the Learn See the Hard Way lectures. And if you go into the exercise for this one, exercise 41, you go to devpkg, and there you go. There's even a README on how to use it, all the good stuff. So very straightforward, no problem accessing this. I may move that to its own project, but for the most part, I like keeping it in the lectures because it's not an incredibly useful tool outside of this book. Okay, so extra credit. You should be typing this out of the book and getting it pretty accurate. I mean, you've gone through my kinds of books before. You know it's all about attention to detail. So I want you to start with 100%, and for every line you get wrong, remove 1%. So let's do a little game. I want you to take notes And yeah, take the notes.txt file, create it, and implement your improvements to the code and your functionality of dev package. I talk about like you have a notes.txt file you should go through. Write an alternative version of dev package using your other favorite language. Think one you think you can do this best in. So maybe Ruby, Python, whatever you think you do. Compare the two and then improve your C version of dev package based on what you learned from the other one. So that's the end of exercise 41. It's something you might take a little while on, so take your time at it. Remember, don't type walls and walls of code. Just one little bit at a time, get it working piece by piece. This is going to be important for when we get to the very final exercises where you're making a project on your own. All right, see you at the next exercise.